until he extends his circle of compassion to include all living things, man will not himself find peace. Albert Schweitzer. So it all began when we had a boarder living with my family. Her name is Pim. As part of a film project she was doing, she went to the animal market in Denpasar and brought back horrific footage of animals in disgusting conditions. I was on the verge of tears as I watched baby monkeys being chained to a wooden frame, and colored chicks literally unable to walk because of broken wings and feet deformities. Ever since then, I've wanted to go there and see for myself if it was really that bad. I finally went. I went there to create my own film, and it was worse than the pictures, worse than the stories. There were cats, snakes, and dogs. Birds, turtles, bats, guinea pigs, and monkeys. Little baby monkeys. All their sad eyes staring up at me, baring their teeth and silently screaming for help. So, ask yourself this question. What justifies the human behavior to lock up animals entirely to meet their own ends? Every time I asked the shop owners about their animals or the way they treat them, they got super defensive and started talking about how so many Westerners only care about animals and not humans. The animal dealers went on about wars and the refugee crisis, and yet Westerners still only care about animals. At first, I just thought he was being rude. But the more I thought about what he said, the more I saw that he kind of had a point. There are so many problems in the world, but everyone has that one thing. The one thing that really hurts them, the one thing that makes their heart skip a beat, and the one thing that makes them question humanity. For me, it's people treating animals like scum on the bottom of their shoe. According to PETA, every single year, 10,000 dogs die in illegal dogfighting. Imagine being taunted and starved to trigger your survival instincts and being forced into a tiny arena with another just like you and then having to fight for your life. 3 to 4 million healthy and adoptable cats and dogs are euthanized in shelters every year. Imagine being stuffed in a rusty cage so people can come stare at you and judge you. And if you're not one of the lucky ones to be chosen, you're slaughtered. You can be terribly sick in these cages for long periods of time with little or no medical care. Can you imagine being in so much pain that you can't get up anymore, and people keep walking by, but as many times as you try to tell them how much it hurts or if you could get some more water, they don't listen. They just keep walking, and the whole time you're wondering why they don't hear you, or why they hear you but they don't stop and help. 1 million animals in the US alone are used in testing and research every year. Keep in mind there are equally or more effective methods for developing new drug and cosmetic products. Imagine being isolated in a cage and being tested on every day so some random person is barely safe wearing their favorite mascara or cologne. I created a Facebook page that displays what it's like to live life in a cage in a creative way. I really hope that when you all get home, you can check out my page and give it some of your needed support. Not only that, but I made a video to raise awareness about what really happens in the animal trade. I got some very disturbing footage. I might be an amateur filmmaker, but my goal is just to help everyone become more aware. Now I'd like to share with you my short film that I made of the animals I saw at the market. feel that for us as humans, we can never truly be in harmony and balance until we value every life as being equal to our own. It's just the way humanity works. Humans are animals too. We aren't that different from them. Keeping animals in cages is like keeping people in jail. So can you all imagine what life would be like if your mother, father, brother, sister, daughter, son, or even friend went to jail for a crime they didn't commit? Can you imagine the feeling of fear, anxiety, and confusion pumping through their veins? Now, can you imagine that animals would and do feel the same way when they lose someone forever? Now, every time you see an animal in a cage, I want you to remember that it was taken away from its freedom, taken away from its family, taken away from the freedom to roam open spaces, taken away from fresh air and natural surfaces, just so someone can sell them into the life of gambling, buying, producing, selling, testing, researching, amusement, or wealth. We live these routined lives, and people block out what they don't want to see. Don't they realize that the shampoo they're using cost a rabbit her eyesight? Don't they realize that the cracker they're eating are full of an oil that cost an orangutan his home? And even that cute little turtle you just bought from the market? Well, you just gave $15 to a system that supports keeping animals in cages for amusement. And how about the amazing mother orca you just watched give birth at SeaWorld? Well, she's mourning the loss of her baby right now because they took her calf away and she didn't even get to say goodbye. And all she could do is hope that they weren't taking her back to another SeaWorld. All she could do is hope that they were taking her back to the sea where she belongs. So you might be wondering, this is really sad, but what am I supposed to do? Well, don't worry, I got this. 1, don't shop at any animal market, obviously. 2, don't support anywhere that uses animals for entertainment. Places like SeaWorld, animal circuses, and hotels with dolphin pools like here in Bali. 3, when shopping for cosmetics, look for these logos on the packaging. The logos on the left mean that the brand does not test on animals, and the logos on the right mean that the brand or specific product is vegan. And also here are some companies that don't test on animals. Lush, Bare Essentials, Bath & Body Works, The Body Shop, but there are so many more to choose from. I hope I've given you something to think about. We can't fix every problem in the world, but we can start with being more conscious of the products we consume and how they affect every living thing on our planet. Thank you for listening.